I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com podcast, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out other geeky podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 561 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Thursday, June 6th, 2024. If you are watching this live on YouTube or Facebook, pay no attention to where it says 560 in the title. I lost track of episode counts as I was setting things up. I will own up to it when it is produced and put out fully. It will be invisible to you. My name is Chris. I am joined, as per usual, with the usual band of misfits. We'll start first, Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Hey, I'm a monkey.
Do you monkey around?
I tend to monkey around.
I thought that might be the case.
Yep.
But you know who doesn't monkey around? Because he doesn't like monkeys, I'm told. Mr. Willie D. Nelson.
I'm hairy enough to be one, I think. But at least he's not a meat popsicle again this week.
That's true. I mean, you've played
enough do it
Mario,
every episode.
just like 95% of the episodes. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a shtick. Your shtick is that you're on a shtick as a meat popsicle.
Yeah.
Don't put that popsicle stick somewhere it don't belong.
What, like in the plastic recycling bin?
Yes, in the recycling orifice where it goes.
I guess put it in the yard waste. I guess.
I mean, you could do that. It could go in a compost pile, I imagine.
I mean, it's
if
wood.
you have a compost pile. I don't know. It depends on how they treat them. I mean, because I'm sure there's some sort of weird. I don't know.
You just go. There's a weird.
I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. I don't want to say there's like a chemical sprayed over it, but they do some kind of processing for the popsicle sticks, I imagine. So that
Speaking of chemicals,
it's like we have an
flavor alert from Baja Blast Mountain Dew.
If you want to sponsor us, ATGN at GonnaGeek.com.
And it's Baja Laguna Lemonade. Fancy, I know. Let me see. I've opened it, but I haven't tasted it. Let's see. I'm getting a little bit of pineapple and not so much lemonade out from the scent, but yeah, it's like a lemonade pineapple. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's the look part. Is there a pineapple in the thing? There is a pineapple on the images, so it's probably part of it. So there you go. Little lemonade, little pineapple mixture.
So Willie, I don't want to ask you to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, but thumbs up or thumbs down on this new Baja Blast?
No, it's a scale of 1 to Code Red. Right?
Well, I don't really particularly care. Code Red's not on Code Red level on that scale.
Code Red's the best. I will broker no disputing of that.
When's the last time you got a 12-pack of Code Red?
Well, I don't drink non-diet soda, so it's been a long time because I can't find diet
so
Code
I don't
Red
want to
yet.
hear it then. So as someone who drinks it, all the Mountain Dew flavors, Code Red is not one of them. So take that as you will. Code Red was all right, but it got old fast.
No, it did not.
Listen, I live in the land of cheer wine. You gotta step it up if you're gonna have a cherry flavored Mountain Dew.
I'll take Code Red over Cheerwine, Willie.
Well, you're a. There's words with that. But and for everyone who doesn't know what cheerwine is a like a little bit of a darker. It's not a full on dark cola, but it is a dark soda, cherry flavored, not wine flavored. That's about it. But tastes fucking amazing, better than Code Red.
Wow, I cannot broker such bullshittery. But for those that aren't aware, Willie was talking about Cheerwine. Here's just some Google image searches so you get an idea what it looks like in the very happy red color that it is.
Do we know why it's called cheer wine?
Cheer for cherry, I don't know.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
I have no idea, man. It was made, what, in the 1940s, 20s?
1917, according to the Google machine.
Wow.
You got to go back there and ask that, man. You're asking a 100-year-old question, man.
It says
What do you
cheer
expect me to
wine.
answer?
It says Cheerwine is a cherry-flavored soft drink by Carolina Beverage Corporation of Salisbury, North Carolina. Been produced since 1917, claiming to be the oldest continuing soft drink company still operated by the same family. It is a burgundy color, and evidently there is now a Cheerwine Zero Sugar now available.
Ah, there you go.
So what's your excuse, Chris?
They don't have it at Kroger.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's right. West Virginia. Yeah, that's a problem. Oh, but there is a
Okay,
So,
people
Go ahead.
also ask, question is making me mad. What type of dumbass thinks that Cheerwine is the same as Dr. Pepper? Who are these idiots?
that I don't know.
That ain't even close.
Yeah,
Well, they say it is likened to Dr. Pepper mixed with cherry syrup.
No, that'd be Cherry Dr. Pepper. We have that.
not really.
But
See,
Cheerwine
it's
was
a
invented.
lighter than it's darker, but it's not a dark cola soda. But it is
I mean,
darker.
Yeah.
Cheerwine, if you want to sponsor us, Chris at GonnaGeek.com, we'll go to the website right now. You can buy Cheerwine online. You can find it
should.
near you. There's a
Ooh,
summer contest.
It's
Can
delicious.
you order like a case in the bottles?
You could probably order it off Amazon if you really wanted to. Probably.
Yeah, buy Cheerwine online. It looks like you can
Nice.
buy a 12 pack of
24
minis,
pack,
24
pack
pack
glass bottles. There you
30
go.
bucks.
That's not cheap, but that'd be nice to get the
Yeah,
glass
don't-
bottles.
And also probably shipping and handling. Don't forget about that.
Yeah,
Just
of
throw it
course.
out there.
Yeah, free shipping is not for those.
I have heard that people have found it all the way up in Indiana. So,
Well, you
so
can
it's a
go.
possibility.
You can go to Cheerwine's website and see if it's near you. I'm going to click it in there right now and see whether
There you
it's
go.
near me, okay?
Use the word judge yourself. Which I don't blame you. I'm not judging you for it. It was just a funny thing to point out. It's funny.
Well, you ordered
Evidently,
your Cheerwine.
Kroger has it near me and a Sheets across the border in Pennsylvania.
Nice. You order used to Cheerwine, you get you some turtle chips with it. Those are awesome.
Is that like the turtle ice cream type thing?
No, it's something that I found when I was in Hawaii. They're just different types of flavored chips. Like they have like dessert
Mhm.
ones and they have like savory ones as well. But it's basically like instead of like making like one flat chip, whatever it is that they're actually making the layers out of, they do it like a croissant, and then like each layer is flavored. They're
Okay.
awesome. The ones I had were chocolate churros. Oh, I ate so many bags of them. That was the big bag that I showed. Like I was like 20
I think I
episodes
remember
so again,
that.
yeah, because the wife had seen them at the store and grabbed me the giant bag.
Okay, yep.
I ate that whole bag in like 2 days. Like
It took you
Okay.
2 days. It would took me 10 minutes.
because I was like trying to savor them.
I'm a fat kid.
It was
There's
gone in
more
2
at the
days.
store.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I don't mind driving to the store for something delicious.
Yeah, turtle chips. Turtle chips are good.
Well, Willie, I have some good news for you. As we discussed this, I had complained that I couldn't find Cheerwine Zero Sugar. Well, I just pulled up Kroger's website and put it in my location. It's located in aisle 17. So maybe I'll go
Ooh.
buy a 4-pack of Cheerwine Zero Sugar.
Wow, that's all. Oh, you only get it in the glass bottle? I mean, sure.
Yeah.
At least you
only-
can turn it back in for 10 cents or whatever.
It appears that here, at least in West Virginia, I only saw it available in the bottles. We don't have cans.
Yeah. See, I'm seeing the same thing. We do have it here. We don't have Kroger here, but Kroger owns Fred Meyer's. So
Yeah.
I know that's where I got Cheerwine before, was at Fred Meyer's.
So what I'm hearing here is we need to get some Cheerwine, and the next episode can be the Cheerwine edition. And Cheerwine, you can write to us, Chris at GonnaGeek.com, and you can sponsor us, and we'll make sure that we drink Cheerwine live on every stream.
Just to throw out some more
I'll do it.
sponsorship ideas. You know who else partnered up with Cheerwine? Another North Carolina homegrown delicious place, Krispy Kreme, and they made a Cheerwine donut. It was so decadent. Let me
All right.
tell you. Oh,
All right, I would
so
try that.
decadent.
I would try that.
It was like Cheerwine cream inside. Oh, so good, so naughty. It
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like someone
Here's a
just
review of it.
spanked and fingered your butthole a little bit
Whoa!
in a good way.
Whoa! This was years ago. It sounds like they did that. Are they still doing the Cheerwine?
I haven't seen it for years. That's why I just want
Yeah,
to bring up Krispy Kreme because I think it started in either Winston-Salem or High Point. It's one of the
because the article that came up when I searched for a Cheerwine Krispy Kreme was 7 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
that feels right. It's been a while. It was delicious though. I still have memories of it and flashbacks. Oh, so good. Oh, so
Yeah, I can't remember
good.
the last time Krispy Kreme did like a big crossover event and like we're in the news. It's been a while.
Well, I don't remember being in the news or anything. I just remember seeing like at the. I think I might have saw it on like Facebook or something. I also saw they were selling the Krispy Kreme at the grocery store ones. I'm like, those are never as good as just going there when they're fresh out and they just melt in your mouth and dissolve down your throat hole.
So I'm going to blaspheme right here. I don't particularly care for Krispy Kremes. I think they're too sweet. There
is a debate on whether you like Dunkin's or Krispy Kreme better. There is a debate I will give you. Me personally, you can't steer me away from Krispy Kreme. Like that's just the best.
I have to get
over my choice. I'll go Dunkin'.
Yeah, everything's just too glazed with Krispy Kreme is the problem. So it's just too sweet for me.
Let me tell you how I like glazed things.
Of course he does. Krispy Kreme's is good though, but Willie's right. Like they're no good like in a box at the grocery store.
No,
you got to be grabbing them at the drive-through. Like they got to be fresh,
hot and fresh.
If you see that red light on, you stop.
I believe the comedian Bruce, he had a Comedy Central special one time, and he did the joke with like seeing that hot and fresh sign on and turning in, getting a hot dozen, and his daughter was like, "Daddy, you're not even chewing them," and he goes, "You're not supposed to."
when they're that fresh, they just melt.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, and add some Cheerwine in that. Shut the flip up there, man.
Shut the front door.
So look, we have started this show. We're like 10 minutes in, somewhere between 10, 13 minutes in, with 3 different sponsorship opportunities. So Mountain Dew, Cheerwine, or Krispy Kreme, if you want in, email Chris@GonnaGeek.com and we will happily do some kind of collaboration. My guess is you're never going to notice that we said that.
Since I'm a Libra, I think of the scales. Let's balance it out. So let's do a little bit of a negative sponsorship. I don't want them. Japan Crate. I used to get them. And you know why I quit? Because I think it was at least 3 times. It wasn't in a row. It was like 3 or 4 times they sent just potato chips. Regular flavored potato chips. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I can go to the store and get this shit. What do I care?
Wait, you paid for a service called Japan Crate?
What they do is they send you a bunch of candy from Japan. And they are usually, it was pretty good. Like there were some hits.
Yeah, they had some cool stuff.
Snacks, sorry, Japan snacks, not just candies, but a lot of it was candies and snacks. Like like there were some bangers like green tea.
If it was supposed to be Japan candy and they sent you a bunch of plain potato chips, that's a shitty box of candy.
Japan snacks, like some of them were good. Some were like caramel like potato chips, and they're like, this is pretty damn good. The seafood ones, I wasn't really a fan of, but I gave them away to people who like seafood, and they fucking loved it. Huh? But yeah, they sent me like just regular fucking potato chips, and that was the worst. But like I said, the green tea Kit Kats, I wish they were just at every convenience store because I'd be buying them every time I go get gas.
So there's a couple different channels I watch of guys on YouTube that live in Japan that talk about things in Japan and explore Japan and show things. And then from time to time, it's, hey, we got this stack of Kit Kats we're going to try because there's so many different Kit Kats in Japan of different varying flavors. They're really intriguing. And
they have tons of different flavors.
Yeah, it looks like on this Japan Crate site that Willie was talking about, I went and pulled it up, that most of these boxes each month seem to have a Kit Kat at least, because there's 3 out of the 6 here that are showing Kit Kats in them.
Like, I hope they gotten better. But I just had I had to stop after like too many times of getting regular.
They were expensive too.
It was, I mean, they are shipping everything over from Japan, so I understood. I think it was only like maybe like $20. And you got, I think, a good amount for. I think this is like from years ago.
Yeah,
like from when I first started doing the podcast with you guys, and it's stopped since then.
Yeah. So right now, if you wanted to do Japan Crate, if you subscribe for 12 months, it's basically $40 a month, or if you go month to month, it's $50.
Whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't that much back then.
That's more expensive than the Marvel like Funko collectors boxes. Like holy moly!
Well, I mean, you are having to source and ship from Japan, so that's probably not cheap. But they say according to the subscription, it includes
it's all coming from China, anyways.
15 to 17 Japanese snacks, a booklet that translates all the items inside,
okay,
prizes,
that's nice.
and some sort of collectible item you would get.
I will say that their booklet did have good information about the snacks that were in the box. I will give them credit where that was, but those potato chips, man, what the
Yeah.
why? That should not even be on the order.
Yeah,
Why
that's
is that
frustrating.
there?
Yeah,
It was just like you can't do that. That I can't in good consciousness keep subscribing to this and feel good about myself. Can't
yeah. I
do
mean,
it.
if it was a weird flavor potato chip, that's fine, but not just plain Lay's. Like, nope,
they
nobody
do
wants that
have
from
some-
across the world.
They do have some wild potato chip flavors too, because a lot of these Japanese YouTubers I've talked about will also do other things with, hey, here's the weird potato chip flavors
Like
that we're
shrimp.
going to go and do. Yeah.
Yeah,
The prawn ones. It's going to be prawn
that's
there.
right. I've tried it. It's like, yeah, it tastes like prawn. I don't like it. Here, who wants this? You can have it. And they enjoyed it. I just wanted to try it, and I tried it. It tasted like it was supposed to. Shrimpy, oceany, fishy.
You can buy a mix of Kit Kats from Japan, 30 different pieces for $50 from KitKatJapan.com.
No,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. No.
You can buy an Etsy kit, someone who has put together 20 different candies for $22 on Etsy. So that's about $1 a candy. But these are the ones that are only like the 2 bars that are wrapped side by side. So it's not a 4-bar
little
Kit Kat.
yeah, the little minis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once again, I could. There's a store that I think is nearby called the Super G Mart. You know, go to any Asian store. You probably
If you have an Asian
find the
market nearby,
green tea ones.
you can probably find some of the more common Japanese flavors versus, because there are some that are just during certain seasons where they'll have that flavor of Kit Kat, I guess. But I mean, it's ridiculous. Like evidently, if you go to Japan, there's like 50 different kind of Kit Kats in some store shelves and stuff like that, which is interesting to me because they're flavors that we'll probably never get here.
And it's
Like, I
strange
know
that isn't Kit Kat owned by an American company?
Yeah, it's Nestle.
Yeah. So Nestle did like picks and chooses like which flavors to put in like which countries, which
Well,
just seems strange to me.
I mean, there's
I guess
probably a
they-
reason for it. There's
Yeah,
and
and
I
they got
just can't
to
think of
sell
it.
there. Yeah, if they wouldn't have 50 flavors of Kit Kats if they didn't sell good in Japan. And
Yeah.
they probably
And I
tried them
know-
out here and they didn't sell.
And I know I keep reiterating it, but like, try the green tea Kit Kat. It's so creamy and good. I get pissed off every time I go to the gas station. I look down, like, they got the green tea Kit Kat. No, it's the dark mint fucking Kit Kat. I'm like, oh, it's the same color palette and fucking.
So
They got me.
do you mean the matcha one, which is
Matcha,
white
yeah.
chocolate infused with matcha or Japanese green tea?
That is probably it. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah,
okay.
I was probably just me
'Cause
being
then
a
there's-
dumb.
There's another one they
Oh.
have here, which is I'm probably gonna say it wrong. Hochia, which is roasted green tea, but it looks like it's in more of a milk chocolate.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be butchering some Japanese later on. Don't worry.
Some whole wheat ones, and then we get
Wow,
the
that
Kit
actually
Kats
looks good.
for adults. Dark chocolate,
Sweetness for
I mean, yeah, dark chocolate. Yeah, I'm there for that.
deep matcha.
Oh, give
It's
me
a
some
more
of that.
prominent matcha flavor.
Oh, give me that.
Strawberry
There we go.
and
He
white
says
chocolate.
we can get them at the World Market. We have
Okay.
a World Market here in Boise.
Yeah. Like I would. Oh, raspberry, melty caramel. Oh my God, what is
Yeah.
There
wrong
we
with
go.
Americans?
Melty caramel sounds great, actually.
Yeah,
Why does
overly sweet
America
caramel.
suck so
Hell
much?
yes.
Winter party ice cream, white
Sure,
chocolate,
I'd like to
white
try that.
ice cream chocolate flaked with fellatine, a baked confection made of thin, crispy crepes. Okay, I'm in. Strawberry
sounds
milk.
awesome. There we go.
Oh, that fufu.
Strawberry daifuku, I think is how you say it, which is off of a mochi-based dessert.
Sounds like it's correct. I don't want to
Oh,
say
man.
it is, but yeah.
Orange
Ooh,
chocolate.
gâteau. Oh yes. Oh, why are they so
Yeah.
good? Pistachio?
Like, all of these flavors sound good to me, and I don't think I've seen most of those ever in any
you
variation.
Need to get off here before I leave the podcast and just go to the Super G Mart and see what I can get.
Ooh,
There's a lot.
I would
Peach
try that
pear
one.
fat. Oh my god, Japanese.
Did you just say peach pear fat?
It's parfait.
I was doing it in a funny way. Get off my butthole, you.
Summer
Booty
ocean
muncher.
salt, which is white chocolate with flecks of sea salt.
Is that different than winter ocean salt?
Yes.
It may come from a different sea
No
salt
more
from a
questions.
different region. We have
Just
to
yes.
get off. We have to get off of this site. This is problem.
Yeah.
You keep scrolling. Look how far the bar's gone down.
I
Yeah,
know.
no more Kit
Look
Kat.
how far the bar's gone down.
Yeah,
Yeah, look
it's
how much
still
more
way at
room
the
there
top.
is.
there's still 8,000 other flavors to look
So
at.
there's
Okay.
only a little bit for everybody, and then the rest is for adults. Like what? The
No, we're getting off that site because that's trouble. But if you have suggestions for what kind of crazy Kit Kats we should try and find in some of these Japanese Kit Kat sites,
No,
you
no,
let us
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
If you want us to try a Kit Kat live on the air, send it to us.
I knew he was going there. That's why I was pointing.
That's fair too. I was just
I'll-
going to say you can suggest it to us on Discord. If you go to gonnageek.com/Discord, we have a channel there where you can make your suggestions.
I'm just saying, you send me a Kit Kat, I'll eat it on camera. I don't care what flavor it is.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to take candy from strangers. Didn't your mama teach you that?
Yeah, I didn't listen then. I don't listen now.
Man, you're going to eat a razor blade.
I like candy.
That has never happened, Chris. Never and once in the
Really?
history.
Willie, was I being serious?
Yes, I know.
This was a fun distraction, but it has made me hungry. This is the problem here. We talked about
That's
Kit
why I
Kats.
ate before
I
we
got
started.
grapes.
I mean, I ate too, but now my appetite is for chocolate and wafers in a crispy form.
And I'm mostly a sour candy type of guy. Chocolate's not really my go-to, but I mean, I still enjoy it. But give me a good sour candy.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I bet you there's sour Kit Kats on there, but I'm not going back on that site because it'd be trouble.
All right. So to get us off of Kit Kats, and since I talked about sourness, do you know what I tried last week? I saw.
What'd you try?
I found myself at a Five Below, and I was going down the the checkout, and the fucking point of sales got me because I saw some bagged individual pickles. You know how they do sometimes.
Yeah.
It was a Warhead pickle, and I'm like, okay,
Warhead, like they.
I
soaked
love
it in
pickles and I
Warhead?
love sour stuff. Let's try this. I got it, opened it, ate it. It's a fucking pickle.
Was it
There's
a pickle color still?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
pickle colored. It wasn't even it was just a pickle. It wasn't even that much. It wasn't even more sour or anything. It was just a fucking pickle.
I guess they were saying that their brine made it tart. Or I don't know, which could be considered sour by some people. Yeah, it seems like you
Yeah.
got screwed, but it's Five Below snacks, so they're
It
not
was
always gonna be the best.
$2. Who cares?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say it was below $5, so
and I still got a pickle. So I
They caught
mean,
you,
I
they caught you
still
on the
won.
marketing. Yeah, they caught you on the marketing.
Who doesn't like a good pickle on
100%.
occasion? I'll be honest.
I fucking love a pickle.
I love
Give me-
pickles, man.
Oh, I'll drink pickle juice by itself as a drink.
Supposedly it's a good hangover remedy.
Oh yeah. There's just a lot of goodness in it too. I fucking love pickle juice.
I like to
I
use
love
pickle
vinegar.
juice. I like to use a little bit of dill pickle juice when I make tuna salad. It's really good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I like sweet pickle juice.
The more
From the gherkins.
I only eat sweet pickles as a relish.
That's the only relish in
Yeah.
our fridge right now. Sweet relish.
Bread and butter pickles, I don't really particularly enjoy though.
I don't either. Why are we talking
Why-
about food again?
I was about to ask. No, we're not talking about food. Why are we talking about pickles specifically? That much.
You did that.
You brought up the
I
pickle.
said that much. I specify.
Willie, why'd you get us in this pickle?
Don't tell me where to stick that pickle. I'll tell you right where.
No.
No.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week. It is that part of the show where we run down was in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the past week or so. Share it with you fine folks joining us live or viewing / listening at a later date. I I'm not going to go first this time because I've come to realize as I've been editing recently, I put myself first a lot, and I shouldn't be doing that. I should be spreading the wealth around a little bit, making it so that everyone has a chance.
I mean, sure. I didn't think it was a non-issue, man. Like, sure, but
I'm trying to be fair.
Sure.
To be nice and to be kind. And in my part of my effort of being nice and kind, I'm going to let Bachman go first.
All righty. So the question is, do you prefer prequels or sequels?
Are we talking about Star Wars or are we talking about Star Trek?
I like good movies.
Fair.
That's a good answer. What about a sequel to a prequel?
Because either can be good.
A sequel to a prequel. So does that put us in the original timeline, or
no? Well, a prequel would be like episode 2.
So it's between 0 and 1, is what you're saying.
Something
like kind of like Lion King 1.5. Well, no, not really, because there's a prequel to it. Well, that in and of itself is a prequel and a sequel together. That was weird. Why'd they do that? Oh yeah, Disney just wanted money.
Exactly.
Money.
And what we're seeing here from today's article, these just popped up on the Hollywood Reporter. It might be a money grab, but also it might just be another good story coming our way. So we are getting kind of a sequel to a prequel. It was announced today that the Hunger Games movie, based on the new Suzanne Collins novel, in the works at Lionsgate. For those that don't know, and this is happening, this news article is from today, June 6, 2024 at 9 a.m., and it links to an article about the newly announced new novel. That article about the new novel, new Hunger Games novel coming in 2025 from Suzanne Collins, was also published today, June 6, 2024, 5:26 a.m. So literally, she announced the novel, and within 4 hours, they announced the movie. Like, that's quick. That's damn quick. But, I mean, did anybody think if there was more Hunger Games, we wouldn't get a movie? Chris is still on mute.
My apologies.
Oh shit.
My apologies there. My guess is Lionsgate had a deal with her that was basically like, hey, any more books that you write on Hunger Games, we have right of first refusal. So when it was a matter of, hey, I've got this new book, they pretty much said, yeah, we want it. And then they can announce both the book and the movie at the same time to get the mega hype train rolling.
Yep. For, to roll it out for the next 2 years.
I hope it happened like that, not like the Silence of the Lamb sequel, Hannibal. At least the way I heard it.
Oh, yeah.
Was that they pretty much said, hey, either we're going to make a movie, you can either write a story, or we can just make up our own shit. So it's up to you, man. You better hurry, though.
But the thing is, that movie changed the story that was in the book. Like, if you read the Hannibal book, it's different than the Hannibal movie.
Oh, it's very different.
Let's not even talk about Hannibal Rising.
Yeah, hopefully in this case, it's the good side of it. So according to the article, it says Lionsgate has unveiled plans for the new Hunger Game movie, The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, based on the just announced novel. The screen adaptation unveiled on Thursday by Adam Fogelson, chair of the Lionsgate Motion Picture Group, has Francis Lawrence in talks to direct the adaptation. Fernando Jacobson and Brian Simpson's Color Force banner. Lawrence, screenwriter Michael Arndt, and producer Jacobson earlier teamed with Lionsgate on the 4 film adaptations of the earlier Collins book. And so I went and looked at it. It's funny that I don't know the name, but this guy, Francis Lawrence, he directed all of the Hunger Games films except the first one. And his director credits on IMDb are insane because he did The Constantine with Keanu Reeves. He did I Am Legend with Will Smith. And he did Hunger Games Catching Fire, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Like, the guy has done all the Hunger Games movies except for one, so he's back in the chair apparently to do the next one, which, good for him. It's awesome. Like, those films had a nice cohesion to it. They all work well together. It seems like a nice setup. The good news is that they said, what is it? We got, Scholastic will publish Sunrise on the Reaping simultaneously in print, digital, audio on March 18, 2025. And then there's no word yet on casting for the film. Big shocker. But Lionsgate has set a wide theatrical release date on November 20th, 2026 for the movie. So as studios do things now, they set the date first and then work backwards and actually try to make a movie meet that date. The cool thing is the premise is the Hunger Games universe. The setting is going to be the Sunrise of the Reaping returns to the Pan-Am of the world of Pan-Am 24 years before the events of the first Hunger Games movie and book. Time for the reaping of the 50th Hunger Games, also known as the Second Protocol, which was brought up in the books and brought up in the movies, if you remember, because this was the first and only time that someone from District 12 won the games. So this is the Hunger Games that Haymitch won. So we're going to see why Woody Harrelson's character is like a crazy drunk for 24 years for what he had to deal with in the Hunger Games that he won. And so it's one of those weird ones. It's like, well, we know he wins. Like, we know the ending. But it's a question of, you know, and having read the first 3 books, Suzanne Collins is a great writer. Like, there's some good stuff in those books. I actually really like Katniss Everdeen is a much stronger character in the books. I thought they like, especially in the first one, she's just a little flighty. Like in the book, she's a solid character. She's a solid main lead, and it's good storytelling. So I'm hoping, you know, Suzanne Collins is going to do the same thing. But yeah, it's just kind of weird because I can't remember the last time we had a book and movie announcement on the same day. Like, here's the date when the book's coming out. Here's the date when the movie's coming out. Book's not even maybe done yet. We haven't cast anybody in the movie, but we got a director, we got a title, we got a date. Let's go.
It's possible it may have happened with the Newt Scamander stuff for the Harry Potter continuation stuff, Fantastic Beasts stuff. When they announced the book, they might have announced the movie right around then, but I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember it ever happening on the same day.
Yeah, and then they adapted it into stories of some kind. I can't remember if that got talked about at the same time or not.
What was adapted? Definitions?
The creatures that were in it, basically.
And let's just say that movie had zero plot. I remember getting out of that.
There's a reason why they stopped making them.
Part of that movie.
There's a reason they stopped making them, and it's not just because of current events. It's because those movies were not good. They were movies looking for a purpose that people went and saw because it was attached to a brand that a lot of people still loved at that point in time.
Yeah, the only real good parts of those movies were Fogler and Jude Law.
God, I love that actor so much.
Yeah, Fogler's awesome, and Jude Law as the young Dumbledore, I thought was fantastic. He did a great job in those flicks. Which, you know, and then Fogler killed it in those. He was so good. And some of the best acting he's ever done.
Movie I saw, like his character actually had a plot. He is the only one that had a plot. He had a goal, and he made his goal at the end.
Yeah, he had a character arc.
Yeah, he had a whole character arc. The main guy, I lost shit. I found my shit. We're done. That's it.
I'm trying to remember, because is Jude Law even in the first one, or is he only in the second one?
I couldn't tell you.
He's in the second and third. They made 3 of them, I think.
Is there 3? Yeah, because there's Fantastic Beasts of Where to Find Him, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and then I'm blanking on the other one. It's like The Lost Child or some shit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Jude Law was good in them. But yeah, I remember it's bad. I've seen them all and can't tell you the names. Like, that's bad.
They weren't good movies. They were banking on people's nostalgia for a brand in the past. And at this point in time, it would probably be even tougher to put something out by that author because of the stupid crap they double down on online that just invites most of their fandom to be like, no, not anymore. I'm done.
Well, and don't forget, like we talked about it, it was got to be 4 or 5 months ago now, but at one point Max said they were planning on redoing the entire thing.
Supposedly they
all
still
over
are.
again. Yeah. So there may be a bunch of, 12 and 13-year-olds right now in like a warehouse that are just being moved to set and back and forth to a hotel, and they'll do that for the next 5 years, and then HBO Max will be like, hey, we have 8 movies about Harry Potter ready to go, and one will come out every 6 months.
Yeah, but that'll be the real question will be is how many people are going to go and watch those then?
Yeah, see, I don't see the point because, as I've been doing what I'm getting into, I've just been rewatching all my Harry Potter DVDs.
I mean, there's that, and there's also the fact that the people who would be the parents of the generation are trying to hook, a lot of people have been soured on that franchise.
Yeah.
And not just because of the author's views expressed online, but because of the milking of the franchise with the Fantastic Beasts stuff and things like that. It's a lot of people from our generation-ish who were younger when those movies and books first came out are starting to sour on it some. I'm not sure how much you can milk that franchise for and for how long.
I have nipples. Can you milk me?
Thank you. I'm not going to try. You'd like it too much.
I'd love it too much.
The same difference.
Uh,
You know what you don't love, though, Willie? I'm going to bet. Suicide Squad killed Justice League. Did you love that game, or have you even played it?
I have not played. I've seen it been played. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it could be a fun time. Maybe not at full price, but I mean, although it looks very repetitive.
Yeah, so we've talked about it a little bit on the show before, and I think that at one point in time, we'd even brought up the fact that Warner Brothers CEO had kind of come out and said, hey, this game tanked and cost us a bunch of money. Well, there was an article that came out in Bloomberg either today or yesterday as we record this, so it'd either be on the 5th or 6th, where we got a bit more insight into just why the game didn't succeed, other than the fact that it seems like it's overly grindy. So for those that are unaware, Rocksteady is the game studio that developed that game. We know them mostly from the Batman Arkham franchise. And when we heard they were making a game like this, I think a lot of us expected something similar in play style, at least, to the Arkham games, which this kind of wasn't. So Bloomberg kind of delved into things and found out some stuff that went on behind the scenes. And according to them, the game's development didn't go smoothly, partially because Rocksteady's leaders kept changing their ideas for the game, turning their focus from melee combat to heavy gunplay. The studio struggled with making its battles, levels, and bosses feel less repetitive. Remember, it's one of the things we heard about this game. Felt very repetitive and grindy, much like Willie had said. One of the biggest issues for live title services, because people are asked to retread large parts of the game. The studio wasn't accustomed to the level of complexity required to develop such a massive map for the 4 playable characters, according to Bloomberg. Now, remember, the Batman Arkham City map was pretty big, but you're talking about a single-player game that you only have to focus on one set of powers where you have to do things. Where Kill the Justice League, you had 4 players with 4 different sets of powers that can do different things in a world. So I can see where there'd be some complexities, excuse me. The co-founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker left the studio in 2022 to start a new endeavor. So side note, I'm kind of curious if they start doing something in spiritual successor nature to the Batman Arkham games. This also led to a setback where they released the game late, that pushed the game back and made the game release date later than expected, being this year. Warner Brothers Discovery revealed the game's $200 million loss during their earnings call in May, where it was called, quote, disappointing.
Damn.
Again, this was a case of, we went to a live service game because we can make people pay for that forever. Because if the game is, if people buy into the game, I don't think it matters whether it's good or bad anymore. If you can get people to buy in and keep playing, then you keep dribbling out the content and hopefully keep them. And I think that was the hope here. And that doesn't seem to have worked. So the real question is going to be, do they go the Avengers route in the end and kind of just be like, okay, we're going to dump all the content. Here you go, guys. The servers will be up, but we're not doing any more updates to it.
That's what they should do.
That's what they should do. Now, supposedly, according to the Bloomberg report, it's pretty much a done deal that the game's kind of dead. They talk about the fact that Rocksteady has now turned its attention to a director's cut version of the Hogwarts Legacy game, and there are rumors starting to come out now about another single-player Rocksteady type game that they have pitched but has not been approved yet. It does not sound like, from this Bloomberg article or any of the supporting articles that have popped out, that there's a great plan for new or continuing content with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So for the love of God, if you want to play the game, I'm not going to tell you don't do it. Don't pay full price. Find it on sale somewhere. Wait for a Steam sale. Wait for the summer sales in the Xbox or PlayStation marketplaces. Don't pay $60 right now, because this game sounds like a dead man walking kind of game right now, because it sounds like the developer is moving on to other things because they couldn't find the right formula to hook people in and have a game that lasts for 3 to 4 years with semi-annual drops of DLC and new online gameplay to keep people hooked in, which that's kind of the norm at this point. Let's be honest.
Which just makes me want to say thank you again to Insomniac for doing what they do and making the games they make.
I mean, I love single player games in part because they'll always work. I don't have to worry about whether there's going to be servers turned on 5 years from now.
Well,
to play a game.
Depending. Don't forget about the DRMs of yesteryear.
That being said, I do have to give a little bit of credit here. for some reason, EA still hasn't turned off the servers for Anthem. You can still play that game, and they have done nothing on Anthem for probably 4 years at this point in time. But the game still works. You can launch it up and play it.
You know, I haven't tried launching it on my PS5.
It should work. It's because it's just backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Well, here's my suggestion. If you release a games as a service, don't make it full price because you're going to get it on the back end anyway. So
yeah, you can't have both. You can't ask full price for a game and make it games as a service and expect monthly payments.
You might get it back up on the back. You might make it up on the back end. Yeah. It all depends on whether people buy into it. Now, remember,
more people to buy it if it's cheaper, like $20.
You're correct. Also if it's good.
Remember, we have seen an evolution like that because I think Destiny 2 is now free, but you have to go and buy DLC and stuff like that to stay up to date on things. So we have seen some of these shooters as a service kind of morph into, okay, the base game is free, and once you've got that first taste, because the first taste is free, then we'll hook you with DLC and things like that. Although I need to go get the full context of it, but I guess that with the current state of Destiny's DLC and add-on stuff, you can't play the original campaign in Destiny 2 anymore.
Wait, what?
Because of some complexities they were having with the code base and stuff like this. And I'll try and find more details on it for later.
So if I go and play Destiny 2 right now, I can't play the original story at all because I've never played it.
Yeah. There is no access to the original campaign that was there when Destiny 2 came out because it's effectively been patched out of the game with all of the new DLC and stuff like that because they're running into issues with everything that was in that code library is what I was reading. I want to say I saw it on either Kotaku or Polygon in passing, and I meant to bookmark it and I forgot to, and I just remembered it now, and it probably would have been a good news story. But
it's the whole Vision argument about replacing the boats on the ship. When does it eventually stop being the original ship if you replace all the wood on the boat? They replace so many missions in Destiny 2 that it's no longer Destiny 2, but it's still Destiny 2.
Could be Destiny 3 by now, right?
That one won't be free.
Well, not at first.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're updating something so much, because Destiny 2 seems like one of those games, like it's had a ton of updates done to it.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's, I mean, and changing storyline stuff too, where it's not, I mean, No Man's Sky, like they just add stuff. They add a new patch, which gives you a new little feature, a new little thing. But the main story of No Man's Sky has never changed. Like the story mode has, I mean, it's basically the same now as it was when I first played it. So yeah, I mean, when you're changing like, story arcs and stuff and doing world building and all that lore and everything, I can see how it can get problematic after you do, 10, 15 different, download patches to your game that change this, change that, change everything.
I should point out that this isn't exactly a new thing I'm finding out as I'm doing some Google searching right now. There's people complaining about this back in 2022 and 2021 where this was patched out, and some of the original DLC that people paid for, it was also patched out as part of it too. So this is a whole different level of problematic, which is I paid for DLC and now you've patched it out so I can't play the DLC.
That's a different can of worms right there. That's shitty.
You know what that sounds like though than recent news? Have you heard about the Escape from Tarkov problem?
Yes.
It sounds like that, where they sold what $150 edition of the game, and they said it would include all future DLC.
Oh shit!
Now they're releasing a $250 edition, although I could get in those prices mixed up. I'm not sure,
but it is a more expensive one.
Oh, so it is a $250. Okay, so I didn't swap. Yeah, and this one includes a PvE type of mode to it, where you're playing with your friends against the environment, not other players. And they're saying that is only playable if you get the $250 edition because it's a feature, not a DLC.
Not DLC. It's a different game mode.
And no, everyone who heard was like, no, that's DLC. Is it new content that I am downloading? It is DLC. What are we talking about here? What do you mean it's a feature? Get out of here with that.
They're like, no, that's a feature, not a bug.
Everyone
we did that on purpose.
On their bullshit, except for some of the diehard fans that were trying to defend them, and people were just ganking on. I'm like, no, we're not doing this here.
Yeah,
DLC
that sounds janky.
DLC. It's content I download that is extra after it gets released. And if you say this is including all future DLC, then it better include all of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you use that term in your sales when you're selling a game and you say all future and then whatever word is in quotes, you better give me all of that as long as I'm alive.
And once again,
if you say all future, that's a big, open, broad term.
To clarify, I think there was some kind of resolution or way to fix the problematic stuff with Escape from Tarkov, but I don't fully remember. But
yeah,
I think they have since course corrected. I mean, I can look it up.
That is what happened though, where they tried to call DLC a feature and no one took it as such. And
that's some janky bullshit right there.
Except for diehard fans, I guess. I never played Escape from Tarkov. I believe it's PC exclusive. I don't know. I never played it. I don't know if PC.
I think it is.
It's a first-person shooter multiplayer game. It's not really my go-to.
Yeah, the only person I ever saw play it was Monto and like Noob and Farmer John, which were all Dead by Daylight streamers that I used to watch. They would play that occasionally.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was that was the resolution on that, but there was resolution of some kind on the Escape from Tarkov stuff, because this was back in late April, I think, is when this all blew up and went crazy, because I vaguely remember seeing stuff on Reddit about it, but I don't remember the context of it, because honestly, it was one of the things I looked at and said, well, I don't play that game because PC gaming, which I don't really do, and I went, well, it sounds like more shitty behavior when it comes to games in PC world. Well, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, that was just a little bit. I'm sorry to go on a tangent.
No, you're fine. I appreciate the tangents.
It felt topical.
The other thing I appreciate is learning about cool new TV/video game news from one Willie Nelson.
Oh, that would sound cool. Where's he at the? Oh, that's me.
That's you.
That's me. So, let's just say a game series as quickly became my overall favorite for just story, characters,
Persona,
everything. No, but it does have a tie-in with Persona.
Fair.
At least at some point in time they had a crossover. So I can't remember exactly what. I never really played Persona, but no, the Like a Dragon series, which apparently is going to be Amazon Prime's new or next video game live action series. Super excited about that myself, because once again, it is the top games. I challenge anyone to play Yakuza 0 and tell me you don't have a brand new addiction and you're not going to run through all the games. Tell me that. I'm still on my way to get through all the games. I'm still missing 2 of them, but they're just the spin-off ones that I'm missing. So I'm still playing catch up. So many new ones. Yes,
so Amazon this is Like a Dragon live action on Amazon?
Yep, Amazon has announced an original live action series from Prime Video based on Sega's successful Like a Dragon game series, previously known as Yakuza. The show simply titled Like a Dragon Yakuza. It's going to have 6 episodes. It's going to be directed by, and once again, like I said earlier, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names, and I'm sorry, Masaharu Take, who's known for his drama series The Naked Director. And it's also going to be starring popular Japanese drama and stage actor Ryoma Takeuchi. I hope I'm pronouncing that.
Or Ryoma, it might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it sounds more right. And he's going to be playing the character, the main man throughout the series, Kazuma Kiryu. Oh, my heart will always beat for that man. That is such a good man.
All right. Look, well, then as someone that's watched a bunch of Amazon series, and Willie, knowing how much of a fan you are of Like a Dragon, I say, may the Wheel of Time bless you, and please avoid the Rings of Power.
Fair enough. I hope so.
Look, I just want to know if Kenny Omega is going to get the guest star in it.
Oh, I'm sure he
it's
will.
A possibility. And actually, thanks for mentioning Kenny Omega, because spoiler for what I'm into. Well, not spoiler. I'm just hinting at it. foreshadow.
The man does look like a video game, superhero in the real world anyway, so it wouldn't be that hard to put him in a scene and make him look cool on camera. Kenny Omega just looks cool.
But here's some good news. The show comes out this year, October 25th for the first 3 episodes. I'm assuming it's going to be the first. It says it's going to be broken up. I'm assuming the first 3 episodes are October 25th, and I'm assuming the rest are on November 1st because they have said those 2 dates. So I mean, it makes sense to cut them in half, right? That is me speculating, not saying it is.
Well, and that's what Amazon likes to do. They've done it with, they just did it with the last season of Invincible. They do it with a couple other shows. And yeah, we got more boys coming. So yeah, you throw in the boys, you get a live action like a dragon.
And
Gen V, space that stuff out. And and congrats on the showrunners and stuff for Gen V saying that they're not going to continue the character of that young actor that died tragically. They're going to do something to write him out of the show and like kind of honor his character without using it, which I thought was, it seemed like they handled it really well with like the press release they did.
And some of my favorite news about it is they delve into a little bit of the story, and I like that it's going to be I guess it's weird to say, but a period piece. Like the video games take place the year they come out. Except for Yakuza 0 and the first part of Yakuza, the original 1, because the main character goes to prison for 10 years. You see a little bit of him in 1995, and then the first game came out in 2005, where it mostly takes place, after he spent the 10 years in prison.
Wow, so we're now getting period pieces in the aughts.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know if that's the right term, but you get what meaning behind what I'm saying. It takes place the year the original story takes place, which I love that they're doing that. I love that they're doing that, keeping it there. And I'm assuming it's going to be taking place in Kamurocho, where I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because I've always called it as such. And I hope I'm saying it right. It has always taken place. You always go back to the main city, the main part of Tokyo, which is a little subsection, a little red light district, if you will.
Is it a real section of Tokyo, or is it one that's made up for the game?
It's made up for the game, but it is based on a real section. I forget the name of the real place off the top of my head. Okay. Like every game's trailer starts out with it's like a red sign that is like the main entrance of the street that is real in Japan. I forget the name of it.
Okay, but it's like Gotham. It's like Metropolis. They're both technically New York City, but neither one of them is New York City.
Gotham's New Jersey, I thought.
I thought Gotham was supposed to be modeled after Chicago more, so.
Well, that's the Nolan movies, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Gotham is just dirty New York. Metropolis is clean New York.
Fair enough. But, I mean, it is a made-up spot that is based on a lot of real life. Like, there's real life, like, things that
are a real section in Tokyo, but it's not an actual real place.
Yeah, but they do have a lot of monuments and stuff, and like I have Googled it. I have walked down like, this really is modeled after here. I know this street. This is called the same street. I love this. This is Takeichi Street. Oh my god! Like there are 2 Sega arcades that are there in the game that you could walk into, and in most of the games you can actually play arcade games in those Sega arcades.
The whole playing games inside of games thing.
The UFO catcher games, like, the claw machines. Those are all, and of course, I spend many hours in all the games with the claw machines. They're so much fun. And he better go in there, I swear. But yeah, the story is so good. I cannot wait to see this. I want to know who's playing Goro Majima, the mad dog of Shimano. The best character of the whole series.
I want to know who's playing
the eye patch wearing guy. There was a live action movie of Yakuza. It was called as such because that was the first, or I think it was Like a Dragon, because it was a Japanese movie shortly after the first game came out. And there's a scene where Goro is just looking like he only half his head's like looking around like a bend of a wall, and it's his eye patch side. And it's like, Goro, what are you doing over there? You can't see anything.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
He doesn't make much sense, but that's the best part about him. He's like Deadpool in a way like that, if you get that, but more enjoyable. Please don't hate me. I know I'm saying blasphemy, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
You're good.
But yeah,
There we go.
Like a Dragon Yakuza coming out October 25th on Amazon Prime. It's got me for that month. It's got me 100%.
Yeah, it looks like so far all that's been put up on IMDb for it is the 2
poster.
cast member names. Yeah, the poster and 1 episode listed with the year, and that's it. So yeah, they haven't. Doesn't look like Amazon's confirmed a lot yet for anything that's been publicized on it.
Like, I'm excited for you. I mean, it's gonna be good. It's got to be good. There's no way they can. There's no way they can mess this up. There's no way.
Oh, don't say that, man. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Listen. Look at how good Fallout was received, and that's what I'm saying.
Fallout was great, and then I also saw the new Mortal Kombat, and
There's a new Mortal Kombat.
Well, I mean,
It's
the
not
one
the
that
movie?
No, the one that the Max put out like a year ago.
Yeah, that was
but
good.
I mean,
What the fuck's wrong with you?
about good.
It was good. It was good. I'm waiting for a sequel.
It was okay at best.
Whatever. I'm waiting for Johnny Cage to just do that split and nut shot.
Yeah, well, that's
Whoever
the
be
highlight of
playing
your
him.
storytelling. I mean, there's a problem there.
Why? He did it to Goro in the first live action movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that part was funny.
It was good. And then what they do? They killed him off the first 2 minutes of the next movie.
Yeah, well,
Spoilers for a shitty movie.
those sequels were awful.
Guys, I'm sure this is real, but breaking news. Elon.Musk 2701 wants to send me a message on Instagram. I should probably reply to
does
that.
he?
Maybe I'm going to get free stuff.
Yeah, I've never understood. I've had it's got to be 10 fake Elon accounts trying to follow me on Instagram. I'm like, you're not even on the right platform, man. Like,
That's because none of us go on Twitter in comparison to what it used to be. Excuse me,
yeah.
X.com, because now it doesn't even show Twitter.com when you go there.
yeah,
I
well, they
love
kiss my
that.
access Twitter.
I love that every time I see it said in like a news article or something, they say said on X and in parentheses, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, because the letter X isn't anything.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
I just wanted to share that breaking news that evidently Elon Musk wants to talk to me. So maybe
what I love is that everything is still reported as a tweet from the new company called X.
when it's now a post because they got rid of that.
Who is telling Elon he names things greatly? Look at his fucking kid's name. No offense to the kid, but you can't name shit good, Elon. Stop doing it.
Willie, you can't name shit good.
Mm-hmm.
I put in as much effort as he did.
Yep.
What do you want
All
from
right.
me?
On that note, we have wrapped up the news of the week. It is time to start wrapping up the show, which we'll do in our traditional manner. A little segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with the fine folks of the internet just what kind of geeky and nerdy stuff we may be getting into. Because, hey, you may want to go check it out yourselves. And this time I will go first because I can't not go first at least once or I'll go crazy. Mostly it's because my list is short. I haven't been getting into a ton of stuff.
Look at the ego on this guy.
I know, right? I'm an asshole.
What a piece of shit, this mother. I'm not going to finish that.
That being said, what I've been getting into, I need to start Star Wars Acolyte because I guess the first 2 episodes of that dropped last night, I think it was, based off of the commentary I saw on Threads and Reddit. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I haven't caught any spoilers yet, so I'm not super concerned on that front. I may need to wait and see if it's something my wife wants to watch because she's traveling for work right now, and if it is, then I may wait until she gets back to watch it. Other stuff I've been getting into is just because I rewatch stuff from time to time. I'm on probably, I don't know how many, my latest rewatch of Community, I guess is the best way of putting it because I can't put a number to it. I love the show. It's fun. And it's one of my feel-good shows when I'm either not feeling good or just kind of down in the dumps as I can throw on an episode of Community. And most of the time it makes me happy when it's all said and done. So I've got that. What's wrong, Willie? You don't like that?
Because your answer to that should be The Fifth Element, but here we are.
Community is vastly superior.
Oh,
I can learn about Kick Puncher and I'm good.
Let me guess, do they kick and punch?
No, he's his
And punch
kicks
kicker.
have the power of his punches.
What does that mean?
It's a made up thing. There's another guy called Punch Kicker, and they make them fight at some point in time.
Oh, well, why that has context. So you buried the lead. You said, I don't.
6 seasons in a movie.
It's
What?
hard to compare that amazing TV show with an amazing film. That's a tough comparison.
I
That's
get a
hard
lot
to
more
do.
content out of Community, is all I'm saying.
Well, yes, for sure. Way more hours. Yes.
I said my one thing about it a year, and it's over for the rest of the year.
I doubt it.
You say it way more. I have stopped for a long time. Don't you dare.
Whatever.
Other stuff I've been getting into. I haven't had much time to play games lately, but I was talking to my dad. And I'm going to play some more Skull and Bones with him this weekend because I'm sort of getting caught up on life, and it's just a fun game for me to play with my dad. I will fully admit that Skull and Bones, not great. It's not one of those games as a service thing, and I've got the base game. I'm never going to buy any of the other stuff. I'm never going to buy the in-game currency for it, but it's a fun game. Top online with my dad for a couple hours and blow up a bunch of pirates and do random side quests and just have some fun with. And then what I will probably get back to playing on my stuff is I was looking at playing more Spider-Man 2 as I do New Game Plus, and there was something coming to Game Pass I was interested in, and I can't remember. So I'll probably just go back to Diablo 4 because I meant to get more of that played and haven't had a chance. And it just hit Game Pass as well for Game Pass subscribers.
Immortal. You got a phone, don't you?
Yeah, I don't play many games on my phone. I don't care for most of them.
No, people don't want Diablo 4. They want a mobile game.
Yeah, I mean, we got Diablo 4 in the end.
Well, I know, but still, that line of "you got a phone, don't you?" so tone deaf.
And then I guess the last thing I really got into is went to a cookout with a bunch of folks at work last week, and I got to try a new recipe that I took out of the Mythical Cookbook. So if you're familiar with the YouTube channel Mythical Kitchen, they put out a cookbook, and
Good Mythical Kitchen.
No, Good Mythical Morning is another thing, and then there's
Oh,
a Mythical Kitchen show.
I thought it was Good Mythical Kitchen as well. Okay, so they took the good. Okay, my bad.
It's just Mythical Kitchen, but they do have the Mythical Cookbook, and there was a recipe in there. I've gone through it. I've probably got about 20 different recipes bookmarked that I want to go in there and try at some point in time. But I did do barbecue Twinkies this last weekend, and that was really fun.
Elaborate.
So what this is you can do a cornbread and either do honey or regular cornbread. I thought it was better with a honey cornbread, and I had little silicone Twinkie pans I bought on Amazon to do it. So put a little bit of your cornbread mix on the bottom, then get some barbecue of your choice, be it pulled pork, pulled chicken, pulled beef. I use pulled pork. And then put the pulled pork in the middle, and then put more cornbread batter over top of that to basically make a Twinkie in that.
You son of a bitch.
It was really good. And I thought,
that's
regular cornbread's fine, but I like to put a lot of butter on regular cornbread. So the honey cornbread with the barbecue was a really good mixture of flavors there. So that was a fun one. And I will fully admit that I cheated it and took some pulled pork barbecue we had made and froze a few months back out of the freezer to use for it. So it wasn't super fresh pulled pork. And I imagine if it had been fresh pulled pork that I had made and had sauced up a bit more than what I had in the freezer, it might have been a little different internally and been more saucy, but it was really good. And I found silicone Twinkie pans on Amazon for like $10 for pans of each one made 6 Twinkies. So basically it was 20 minutes per pan when it went in there to get your Twinkies out and then pop it out. And they were mighty good. I really enjoyed it. And it was a fun recipe to play with. And you don't have to follow their recipe for cornbread. If you have a recipe of your own that you like better, just use that. And if you have your own pulled pork recipe, just use that. They have specific recipe in there for how they suggest doing it that looked like it'd be pretty good. But I kind of used my own recipe for both and then just followed their directions on how to make the barbecue Twinkie. And I think I ended up making like 24 Twinkies. Oh, nice.
Honey cornbread muffins too. I got a whole. This is my own cookbook I've written out.
So I think I'm going to do with some other stuff in the future, playing around with this whole idea of like the pulled pork Twinkies, and maybe do one that's like a baked bean one with some baked beans in the center, and then think of some other stuff that I could stuff in cornbread or bread that would be good like that.
Chris, you're a piece of shit. You want to know why?
Why?
We got off of food talk. We got off of it.
But this
And
is
now
fun.
you got me. I
Hold on,
want
hold
to
on.
leave right now and go get some barbecue and make this fucking cornbread thing. You got me wanting to do that. You're a piece of shit.
Hold on. This is fun though because it's me.
What do you got to say?
It's about cooking and about doing stuff that's not just go to the store and buy this. I think,
And it's what
I'm
he's been
hungry.
into.
it's what I've been into.
And I want to get into it. I want it to get into me.
I don't want those Twinkies.
Do you want me to send you a link to the Twinkie pans I found so you can have it in
want to eat
Twinkie
those
form?
Twinkies like they're Krispy Kreme donuts hot off the fucking belt line.
Yeah.
So
So
they're just gonna go down the throat hole. I ain't chewing.
my advice
I'm
for
shoving
anyone
it.
my advice for anyone who decides to make one similar and gets either the silicone or they have metal Twinkie cake pans like that, make sure you very heavily grease the inside of them so that the Twinkies come out without getting stuck, because there were a couple that I had trouble getting out and I sprayed the shit out of it with Pam.
Are you said you put honey in here, right?
Yes.
Honey's pretty fucking sticky.
Yes, I know.
Do you?
Yes.
Because the story I just heard tells me otherwise.
That's why I was saying to make sure that you use the adequate amount of
Grease them shits up.
Yeah.
They make them so buttery.
Yeah, it was a fun experiment, and I look forward to trying some of the other stuff they have in there too. There's a whole wide variety of weird recipes that are, most of them being adaptations of stuff that have either been on the Good Mythical Morning Show or on the Mythical Kitchen Show. So it's neat.
just an upgraded pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, effectively.
Super upgraded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And-
that's a
and
hell of
super
an upgrade.
good. Super good. Well, that's what I've been getting into. I'm going to throw things to Bachman next. What you been getting into?
So I completed a big project. So I had broken my comic book collection into keepers and the ones I want to sell. Part of that was cataloging and putting in roughly the last 5 years worth of books. And so getting that split done and putting them in all the boxes, what I did going up to Christmas, because I filled a bunch of short boxes for the nieces and nephews. And after that, I'd been waiting to start the next part of it, which was taking my 12 long boxes of keepers and cataloging them. So once again, I pulled out my trusty old binder of my collection, and there's now 10 new pages of paper in here that have each of those covered in the issues and the titles and the numbers, and all of that now needs to be added to a brand new spreadsheet that I'm going to create. And when I'm done with that, I can tackle the 28 long boxes that I want to sell. So that way I'll know what I'm keeping and what I'm selling. So I'm partially through another big ass project, but at least right now there's no boxes on the floor that are in the way, which the wife loves.
For now.
Well, I'm going to have to bring the other 28 in from the garage, but it looks good at the moment. And yeah, what I was getting into while I was doing it was I'd kind of caught up on some of the other stuff I was watching. I had Peacock, it turned off. I had Amazon Prime, it turned off. I was like, well, I'm not going to pay for another service. I just want to just rewatch something because I'm not really paying attention anyways. And I just said, fuck it, tossed in the first Harry Potter film. And I'm now like up to halfway through Order of the Phoenix after the last like 4 days worth of work on them. And damn, I forgot how good and entertaining some of those movies are. And Gary Oldman is just the best thing ever. Like the man there's never a miss. The man is 100% shooter from anywhere in the field. He's awesome. But yeah, so I was loving that. And then, yeah, because I got that done, I spent the last couple of nights, I did a little bit of painting. Willie would love it. I was checking out on Instagram the other day after I'd put up my post about what I was painting on. And someone had said they were doing some practice work and just painting they had a bunch of just sprues with just Space Marine heads. And they were just painting each head. And just, getting practice doing skin tones, doing the eyes, which are just, the smallest thing in the world. Usually you paint eyes on the Space Marines and they look like they're doing this just because it's so hard to paint eyes that are that small. And there was a Space Marine that kind of looked like he was squinting. And he put it on there, like he zoomed in on it as like his third photo. No, Willie, is more of a Canadian hockey player doing like. And he's all, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And he put a half and half picture with the painting of the Space Marine's head and Jared Kiso, and it looked just like him. And so underneath this photo, underneath on the Instagram post, I put in quotes, so you were going around killing all those Xeno scums with your friends the other day.
Yeah, my head went to Shorzy when you said hockey player.
Well, yeah, I mean, hockey,
It is
he's
still
everything.
him.
Yeah, he's everything. But yeah, just
Should be
it's
Wolverine.
So funny,
just saying.
there is a couple of Space Marine heads that really look a lot like that actor, and so it's kind of funny. It's like I could see some people doing like an entire like Space Marine squad of just Shorzies. Like it would work. It would totally work. But yeah,
what are those things you called earlier? The what said you were out killing these things the other day.
Xeno scum. So yeah, the humans of Space Marines kill any type of alien. So anything that's alien is Xenos. So whether it's actual Tyrannid bug type creatures or it's orcs, any other species, the humans in Warhammer just refer to them all as Xenos. So for the Space Marines, they're kind of elitist, kind of fascist, and so it's basically kill anything that's not human.
Hey, Xeno scum! Tell your mom to stop calling me so much. I'm running out of minutes on my mobile device.
That's what I'm saying. You could do a squad of just Shorzies and it would work. Like it would totally work as Space Marines. But yeah, so I got to do a little bit of painting again, which was fun. So like I pulled out my the biggest character for my combat patrol, my space Hellbrute for my Chaos Space Marines. So started putting little word bearers red on that, and then last night I actually pulled out. I got a few of them sitting over on the table. I pulled out 2 or 3 of my they're way back there and they're very, very small and across the room. You can't see them, Willie. But yeah, I pulled out a couple of my orcs from my kill team and started working on them again. So I've got my orc kill team to paint. I've got an entire 10-man squad of my Deathcore Krieg kill team that are all primed, so they're ready to paint. And then I've got my Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol to finish. So yeah, I got a bunch of figures to work on, and I do have a bunch of Xeno scum. I have a bunch of Tyrannids. I think I've got like 20 some odd from the board game, which they've all been primed. I started painting 2 or 3 during a painting night with my buddy, but I haven't finished any of them yet. So I got, I think, at least 20 bugs, maybe 25 bugs to paint. So yeah, I got some painting to do. And then I did watch one really good new movie. I've been watching a bunch of stuff. Just we've been going through our Netflix queue and just knocking things down. But the one I saw that I absolutely loved, and I see where all the hype was Godzilla -1. Have you guys seen that yet?
No, I heard it's really good though.
It's the best human story ever put in a giant monster movie. Like it is. I'm trying to remember. It was Mark Bernard who came to someone was like, I always complain about, I don't want to see the humans. Show me the giant monster. And Godzilla -1, I see like why it got Oscar nominations and why it won an Oscar. It's the first time they've really, really nailed a great human story that works along with the giant monster movie that you're there to see. And man, it was well done. That movie was so damn good. And yeah, if you got Netflix, it's on Netflix now. Go watch that shit. It's fantastic.
They did that a while back in '98.
That giant lizard movie doesn't even count as a Godzilla movie.
But it had Taco Bell, dog. Daniel Kyoto Taco Bell. It's like, I need a bigger taco, or whatever. What'd he say?
Yeah, there's a reason that nobody ever talks about that movie. Matthew Broderick doesn't talk about that movie. Like, that thing was awful.
Yeah, what about John Renault?
That's what I've been getting into. Other than I haven't played anything except a couple of matches of Killer Clowns, just to try it out on Jana's account. I got some issues with it, but I mean, it's day one, so I ain't gonna complain about it. It's a brand new game. I'm assuming Ophonic's probably gonna put out a whole lot of patches real soon, and we're gonna see a lot of changes to that game. But it definitely gets the flavor of Killer Clowns, so I can't be mad at it. Like, they nailed the flavor of that wacky ass movie, which not an easy thing to do. Getting like comedy and horror just right to where it's stupid slapstick funny while you're murdering people. That's a hard thing to do. I did see that Spider-Man 2 is on sale, but it's not quite enough on sale yet. So I still haven't bought that. Yeah, I mean, I've got No Man's Sky, and they just put out another DLC. Why do I need another game? That's what I've been getting into.
Well, Willie, last but not least, what you been getting into, sir, besides drinking cheer wine and Baja Blast?
Well, what can I say? I'm a Baja bitch. But
a basic Baja bitch.
Yes. Let's see. What have I will say some more Killer Clowns, Got to play some more. Finally got unlocked the Tracker Clown, which gets to pull out a balloon dog and get to track the human players and find them, so you can turn them into cotton candy cocoons. I've also, like I foreshadowed earlier, got to try a new PlayStation Plus game of the month that came out Tuesday. I've got to download and play today. AEW Fight Forever. And,
yeah.
Shit. Oh, all right. Yeah, I was going to say I have a little bit of problems with it.
That almost makes you want to get PlayStation Plus again just for the month, just to grab that.
You could have picked it up. You could have picked it up for PS4 for $6 on Walmart a couple weeks back when it was on sale.
Or
I mean,
I get it.
No. I meant for Bachman's purposes, where he didn't have PS Plus. It's a fun. The gameplay is fun. It's just it needs more. Maybe that's all.
One huge oversight, because I was kind of excited to try this Stampede. What's it
Stadium
called?
Stampede.
Stadium Stampede. Yep. I was wanting to try it. I was like, why is this in a wrestling game? Sure, I want to try it. It was some dumb fun, except for one major fucking issue. I'm a heathen. I play with the Y-axis inverted.
You demon.
Guess what you can't do? It's Stadium Stampede. It is not an option.
You mean in a game where you're not flying?
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
At all times. I've said I'm a heathen. Suck a dick. I don't care. I've stated my piece with it. I've called myself out on it. So what is your purpose for doing it?
Shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Go fuck your mother.
Chirps and squirts.
Is that why you took diarrhea pills?
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, can't change the y-axis and that just pretty much makes it unplayable. I had to Google it, and so many people were complaining about, like, I can't do it. All right, fine.
Wait, so you just can't change it in that specific game mode? You can change it in the game?
The right stick does not control camera at all for the regular wrestling part because it's a static camera.
Oh, okay.
Like in other wrestling games, static camera, which is understandable. You don't need the right stick.
So you
in
only
the regular
need
game
it.
mode.
You only need it in Stadium Stampede, and there you
because
can't.
You do move around. You move around a whole 3D space, like a.
And
a
there
whole
you
stadium.
can't. There you can't make the change to it.
Yeah, I did some Google foo, and there is no way to change the y-axis. That is annoying.
There's no reason in this day and date for everybody to not be able to customize every feature on a controller in every game.
That's what I said.
They may patch it in. It wouldn't surprise me.
Season 3 of their live service game. Season 3.
Yeah.
And would Stadium Stampede, did that come in during their before season 2, didn't it?
Yeah,
it was part of the midway to season through.
I think
season 1 was the.
I haven't even played Stadium Stampede yet.
And I'm not gonna lie, the mode itself, even without the camera, it's there. Although I only tried it once, and I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of the rest of the players were AI.
There's a lot of bot problems on that game, it seems like.
Yeah, so I did play it a bit with a friend, and we did go head to head and stuff, and it was pretty fun. The exploding barbed wire match, I hope I'm saying that, death match, it was pretty fun. Kind of dumb fun.
Oh wait, do they have can you do a mimosa match?
I don't think they do the mimosa match.
You can drink mimosas while playing it. I don't know who's telling you not to.
No, there was a match between Jericho and Orange Cassidy where they did a mimosa match, and to lose you had to get knocked into a giant vat of orange juice and champagne. It was the only way to lose the match, was to get knocked into a giant mimosa. It was hilarious.
And there were 4 vats sunk in around all 4 sides of the ring.
They're 4 ranch troughs. They were hilarious. It was a hilarious match.
What are the odds that was just water with food coloring in it?
Oh, I'm sure it was water with food coloring in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even orange juice. Who the fuck would pay for that? That's how much in orange juice would that be in this economy?
It'd be a lot.
Have you bought orange juice recently?
I still think that match should be in the game. That's all I'm saying.
Joe, I'm just gonna just gonna end it there. That's what I've been getting into.
The gameplay
Why
and
not?
it's fun. It's just these season passes are expensive. I mean, it's $20 for each season that comes on, and I'm not sure. I mean, you get some new characters and you get some new matches and a couple gameplay modes here and there. There's not enough for me to be like, oh my god, I would pay $20 for that.
Yeah.
I mean, $20. That's not that bad.
There's 4 seasons. Yeah, but I bought, what was it? When I bought the game, you could buy the Elite Edition of the game, which basically gave you season 1 and some other stuff and things like that. And then I don't know, it was cost prohibitive, and I haven't been playing the game enough. And I assume that if I wait long enough, they'll do another bundle that has like all of the DLCs in it or something.
It's worth the price included to PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. If you're
Yeah,
I had fun with it.
worth
It's very arcadey. It's
Yes.
a lot more arcadey than WWE's trying to be like a.
It's not a sim game.
But even those aren't really sims. Like I wouldn't say it's like it's not. Those are still arcadey too. So it's more arcadey.
I think gameplay style from some of the N64 style wrestling games that we had, that it's closer to that with
more arcadey than those, I would say.
Yeah. But I mean, they've done a good job of putting a bunch of additional content and players and stuff in there. I think I did have the DLC that gave me Danhausen, and Danhausen's fun because you can reach under the ring and try and curse people, but your curse can backfire and curse you, for example, and stuff like that. So there's some fun little quirks in there.
That sounds fun. Doesn't that sound fun, guys?
I did think it was awesome that they had Swerve Strickland on Freddie Prinze Jr.'s wrestling podcast, and he said it's one of his favorite games to play, but he always played as Darby Allin until they now put him in the game. He's like, now I just play as myself.
Yeah, he got put in season pass 3, I think.
Listen. Who doesn't like a little masturbation?
Exactly.
I mean, it puts some respect on his name. You mean AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland?
No,
I
I
never
mean
said his
kill
name.
shot. Yeah, Swerve's awesome. He's great in interviews. That dude is so cool.
Yeah, he's a great interview out there. I mean, the dude just has a presence about him. So yeah, I guess that's what we've been getting into, Willie. I'm glad you have been enjoying your time playing the game for free. You're certainly getting your money worth out of it.
I am so sorry. And I've also started back up. I started from the very beginning. I'm so sorry. I forgot all about this. Cyberpunk 2077. I got back to a spot that because I've started that game like 3 or 4 times, and I've always kind of stopped at the same spot. I still have never left Watson.
Well, and if you download the most recent patch, that kind of changes the gameplay up a bit and changes the skill trees and stuff like that too. So
it doesn't take away the original story, does it?
No, it doesn't take the original story away.
That was a joke. That was a callback.
Your skill tree definitely changes, because I know that when I did my first replay after Phantom Liberty came out, and then also the updates to the skill tree and stuff like that, I was like, oh boy, my slash and dash kill build isn't quite as good as I want. I need to respec things a little bit.
There's some cool things in there. I like it. I'm enjoying it. Just going back more to it.
Cyberpunk's a really fun game. I really like it.
Sorry, that was my butting in at the end last moment.
No, you're good. That's what this is here for. But on that note, we have gotten everything featured and discussed this week for episode 561 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. We do thank you fine folks who did tune in live and are catching the live stream right now. Thank you for joining us. We've seen some folks in the chat room. I know I saw V in there. I know I saw Ernesto in there. I think I saw some other names pop up, and I apologize that we didn't feature all of your comments as you came in there. But please feel free to come back and join us next week as we record this live. We love listening to the folks in the chat room and interfacing with them. But we also really enjoy chatting with folks on Discord. Our Discord channel has been pretty busy the past couple days. We've had some back and forth, people asking about Warhammer stuff before that. So if you want to come and chat with us and other members of the Gonna Geek Network, please head on over to gonnageek.com/Discord. If you go in there, you'll find a channel specific to our podcast, in addition to a wide range of other channels for things like podcasting issues, Steven's learning about his new Mac he bought, movies, memes, all sorts of stuff. We've got a wide variety of things in the Discord. It is the best way to chat with any of us. All 3 of us are on the Discord, so chime in. We'll see it. We'll have some fun back and forth. But on that note, other than saying come back and join us next week for this show, I didn't have much else to say. You guys have any final thoughts for the people?
Those flip top head Canadians are entertaining.
I'm hungry.
Willie's hungry, and that's my fault.
I'm
I
hungry.
apologize. Well, Willie, the good news is we're going to wrap things up. So
Why
you
is
can
he
run
showing
out.
you the crawl?
Oh, that's what my finger does now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I can't straighten it out. That's all it does.
Oi, oi!
But the good
Doesn't
news
affect
is,
my
Willie,
grip.
the good news is we're about to wrap this show up. And as soon as I hit the bumper, it's 43 seconds until it ends. And then you can go get some barbecue. So is that
You think I got cornbread and barbecue on the ready?
You
That-
should
that's all I can think about.
get on it.
go to the store, get your ingredients, and start cooking. Put those photos up on your Instagram so we can see it. That's your mission. Get to cooking.
Can't give me a mission.
I can do what I want. You're not my supervisor.
You're not my supervisor.
I'm everyone's supervisor. And on that note, we're getting out of here, and we will see you all next week. Bye, guys.
Chris is the supervisor.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.